So Sharona, welcome to SoccerX again. You're here with the Global Institute of Sport. Just tell us what you're here to talk about and what you're getting from SoccerX.
Oh, well, SoccerX, especially SoccerX Miami, is one of our favorite events, in the industry every year. We're here to meet a lot of our partners. I mean, we've got one of the best football networks in the world, and when you come to SoccerX, you kind of save yourself like 20 flights, right? Like everybody's here. It's the epicenter of soccer, really. So just great to connect with partners, with our alumni, with our students, collecting case studies for our classes, getting to do some amazing panels like we did today, speak to really inspirational people. I guess this is where people come to bounce ideas, connect, partner up, connect with people. Like it's a great event.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
It's all about.
And tell us, you're working with St Thomas's University in doing this C-suite in sports management.
So the Global Institute of Sport C-suite course, we do exclusively with SoccerX every year here in Miami. This is the second time we've done it. So we've got a campus at Inter Miami's Chase Stadium, where we run courses all year round, or you can do a master's degree there with us if you'd like one, second one. But with SoccerX, we do sort of the day before the conference every year. We have a C-suite course as well as a sports agency course that we run. We've got either C-suite or aspiring C-suites from the world of soccer. They come, they spend the day with us. They get unbelievable guest speakers. They had Chris Henderson, for example, this year. They had Charlie Methvin, so he's actually on a panel down the right now as we speak. He's a very popular speaker. You also get yours truly. And Gooch, so Oguchi Onyewu from Sporting Director at US Soccer. So you come, you listen to different elements of being a C-suite, thinking about the commercial side, the culture and values side, the marketing side, the HR side. Really good immersive, but also a really good way to connect with about 100 or so delegates before you come to this monster of an event so that everybody knows everyone. And then we co-hosted the VIP event that evening, which was lovely. But you are correct. We made an announcement this year. We are launching America's first ever global football management degree. So it's US's first in partnership with St. Thomas University. They created the first ever sports administration program here in the US.
Okay.
So it makes complete sense that sort of like a world first in sports education and a US first in sports administration. We've come together to create this global football management degree. You get a qualification, you get their degree, you also get a post-grad certification from the Global Institute of Sport, and you get to tap into our global network, and they are a great partner. We're so excited to be doing this with them. Yeah.
And it's a great place and a great time to be doing it.
Nobody hates studying in Miami, I promise you. Yeah, it's a very popular campus.
Yeah, but I mean, the way football's really taken off in this country, the last 2 years, you can feel it, can't you? And it's just going to go up and up with the World Cup coming up as well, isn't it?
Unbelievable. The growth of the sport here, the jobs that it's creating. So many of our students actually from Europe, from Australia, from the UK, have been coming and doing our work and study option here in the US because there's so many jobs coming up here that our undergrad students are now coming to do their masters online part-time while they're doing jobs here. They can't get enough grads. Like, they just can't. And I don't know if you were listening to the amazing USL panel today, women's soccer. I mean, the infrastructure that's being built, the sponsorship deals, the broadcasting deals in women's sport, especially here where women's soccer has always been a little bit ahead of the curve here. So now it's really, really picking up. I think this World Cup is just going to explode it. Like, it's just waiting for that catalyst to absolutely explode it. And so the timing for this degree is absolutely right because it's going to need graduates and passionate people who, like me, are better at administrating the game than actually playing the game. To help propel it. So yeah.
And it's interesting what you say about women's sport being more commercialised, more organised in that way, because that's where perhaps in Europe we're still lagging behind. The women's game has got a lot of catching up to do, not just with the women's game in America, but with the men's game in Europe. And that's maybe one of the areas off the field as much as on the field, isn't it?
The women and the organizations that are propelling the women's game here are, not to say that like back home, I'm British Canadian, but not to say that back home in England we don't have some major leaps and bounds. If you see the thing that Arsenal is doing, for example, there's some great teams, but here it is just that they know who they are. They speak confidently. They're demanding, we have an amazing product to sell. We've got a great entertaining product. We've got great viewership. They've got this great Peacock broadcast deal for the USL, for example, and they're getting it. They're building the infrastructure. They're making it sustainable. And I honestly, I've never had so much faith in the growth of the women's game as I have watching it grow here in the US.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you think the Europeans can learn lessons from that too?
I think that there are lessons to be learned from any two nations, right? Like that's the whole way that we've built our university, is that we take the best and the best knowledge of the different markets, and we try to cherry pick, what each market does well. Do I think that the US is doing better than the UK? In some ways, sure, but I think it's reverse in others as well. So I think the discerning student or the discerning executive will actually examine each market and see what they can actually cherry pick to create sort of utopian environments. And I do think that the USL has a bit of a second mover advantage, having seen some of these other leagues being built to be able to do that. And that's the kind of secret sauce that I think makes professionals, right? Events like SoccerX, where you actually get to talk to people from different countries, different clubs, different leagues, different governing bodies, and try to find the best ideas and grow and build on them. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's just been such a great I can't believe it's only been 2 or 3 days. Like my mind, it's a lot to take back home and implement, I think.
Brilliant. Sharona, it's been fantastic having you here.
You.
And enjoy the rest of SoccerX. There's not much to go, but there'll be another one.
I think it's going to be a long night. I think we are all still buzzing from the excitement. So thank you. It's very
Brilliant.
nice to speak to you.
Lovely to speak to you.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.